Well, hello once again, my friends, my fellow modelers, and my fellow Star Trek fans. I want to welcome you to another video, and the subject is going to be Star Trek. This is going to be a finish video. I'm going to give you my final thoughts, and we're going to talk about the 1/2500 scale U.S.S. Enterprise from Polar Lights. I've done the build. I made a build series on this little ship. So, giving you guys a shot of the box. There's a couple of reasons why I wanted to do this particular kit. I do have the 1/1000 scale with the lighting kit, and I'll get to that in a minute. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to practice on this. The way she looks on screen, she has that kind of a silverish look to her. And I found that the Rust-Oleum, the chrome finish, I love the way it looks. I had done the U.S.S. Titan from Star Trek Picard, and that's what I had used on the outside. I used the Rust-Oleum black to light block it, and then I used the chrome for the reflection on the inside for the lights as well as the outside. And the way it looked with the Aztecing on it looked really good. It ended up toning the shine down. Anyway, I had wanted to test it on the Enterprise from Discovery, and I had wanted to do it from Strange New Worlds, because as of right now they don't have a model kit in specific reference to Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So this is the way she looked when she appeared in Discovery. But what I wanted to do, I had just wanted to make this kit and use it as an experiment for the paint and see how she looked with the Aztecing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, we're going to put you on a tripod so I can move a little more freely, and we're going to talk about the model kit. Alright, so that's a little better. That way there I can show you guys what I'm talking about. So we're looking at the box, and this is 1/2500 scale. So this is really, really tiny. You can see it has the areas that can be lit. The area in front of the bridge, B and C decks, the bridge itself, the strip of light on the saucer section that had a clear piece. Also, the Bassard collectors and the chiller grills were in clear, so we were able to light it. And that was important to me. I had really wanted to light it. Because it's so small, I ended up using 30 gauge wires, and I was able to light it up, and it came out okay. It's so small. And again, I don't want to keep harping on how small it is, but the whole reason I had done this in the first place was so we can do the 1/1000 scale. It did come with the decal sheet, it came with the Aztecing, and it came with the base. And on the back you can see the finished model. And what I had done was I had ran the wires through, I had to drill into the pylon, bring it down the space, and bring them into the secondary hull. So we have a light for the Bassard collector, and we have a light facing backwards for the chiller grills, and we get it so that goes all the way back, the back of the nacelles. We've also have a light on the bridge, and we have a light that lights up this section. I did have a light for the other areas, but it ended up moving up, and it made that area really bright. So when it comes to the secondary hull, I didn't really drill and put any lights in the secondary hull just because it was so small. It wouldn't look right, because I thought of doing the fiber optics, but it just, to me, it wouldn't look right. And again, let me show you why I had wanted to do this model kit in the first place. Because I had gotten this model. So this is the U.S.S. Enterprise, and this is in 1/1000 scale. Now, what's good about this one is the way the Enterprise looks in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. One of the biggest differences You see how the lights or the windows are on the sides of the primary hull? Well, in Strange New Worlds, they go all the way to the top and they actually angle a little over the roof. That's one of the biggest differences on the ships from the series. So with this one, we'll be able to do that. When I show you the model of the other one, it was just so small. So let me show you her right now. So we got the finished model, and we can take her off the base, and you can see the I like the paint, the Rust-Oleum. I think it did a good job because she's reflective but not overly reflective, and I think the it's just subtle enough where it really, in my opinion, it was really spot on. You can see this, her little reflector dish, and what I had to do was I had to run the wires through the nacelle pylons. So I drilled the nacelle into the nacelle. I drilled between the openings on the nacelle pylon, and I had to run the wires down and drill through the bottom and drill through the secondary hull, and that's where all the wires ended up being attached. And by the way, the power supply, I have 2 of the coin batteries at 1.5 volts each, and because it was 1.5 volts with the batteries, I didn't have to put resistors on the lights. So you can see the back, and the way we did it to light her, let me light her up for you guys. You can see the lights. We did the front. I like how we have the option to light that section. Looking at the chiller grills, we got the back, and I lit the impulse engines as well. But what I want to do is I'm going to put her on the base, and I want to show you guys the whole reason we did her to begin with was because of this model. So again, some of the differences, and again, this was so small, we don't have any lights on the side of the primary hull. But that's the biggest difference that I can see, is that the lights go all the way up and then they go like onto the roof. So we'll be able to modify this kit a lot easier than we did the other one. And there are other subtle differences. The in Discovery, she was lit up a lot. Everything was lit. There was lights everywhere. And in Strange New Worlds, it's not lit up, and it's dark in a lot of places. But I'm thinking we're going to do the same paint. Incidentally, this model kit is molded in the same color as that model kit was. Where's the box? So here is the finished model from the 1/2500 scale, and here's the finished model from the 1/1000 scale. And the plastic is molded in the same color. And you can see the back. We have the grids for the back of the nacelles, and they're actually a little more curved in Strange New Worlds. The impulse engines and the secondary hull, and you can see the front. The Bassard collectors look a little different in Strange New Worlds. They don't look like, see how the original Enterprise has the rotating, the fan blades. It's a little different in Strange New Worlds, where it's not as prominent and defined as this is. More like, you know, that. You can see the bridge area. And believe it or not, we do have the decals on the bridge. It's so small, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, it's not going to show up on the camera. But it's got the markings, and this is going to be, let's see. I'm wondering if I'm looking for the measurements, because they usually have the measurements. I think it's going to be approximately 17 inches. Yeah, 17 inches, somewhere around there. And the cool thing about the model was I like to light all my models, but this one actually came, well, it didn't come, this was separate, but it was released to go with it. We've got the lighting kit, and you can see we're going to put the motors in to rotate the Bussard collectors, and as well as lighting. And again, you can see right off the bat, looking, the glaring difference are the windows that don't go all the way up along the primary hull. And of course I'll put up pictures of what I'm talking about with the actual ship, and we'll be able to modify it, because right now it's September 19th-ish, 20th-ish, 2023, and I haven't heard anything from round 2 about releasing a Strange New Worlds version of the Enterprise. Not yet, anyway. But this one has the clear parts. You can see the back of the impulse engines. You see the impulse engines in the back. And again, it was so hard working on this one. She's just so tiny. I mean, look at my hand. This one is going to be larger. Like I said, this one's going to be about 17 inches. And incidentally, let's see, this came out in 2020. MKA 041M-06. And that's the lighting kit. And again, this was made to enhance this. Now, you don't really need the lighting kit. It wouldn't be hard to do, to light it myself. I can put the motors in the Bussard collectors, so that's not really an issue, but I did want to show you guys the kit from round 2. Anyway, I don't want to keep rambling, but that's why I got this model kit. I had wanted to make it. We're going to make this look like she does in Strange New Worlds, and that's why I got this model, because I wanted to experiment. So I think I'll conclude. I'll take you off the tripod, and I'll give you a little tour of the ship. So again, we had done the lighting and the chiller grills, ran the wires through, and again I used 30 gauge wires, so they're really tiny. Let me turn her around and try to get the impulse engine. Hopefully that shows up. And the backs as well. You guys see the back of the nacelle? It was important for me to be able to light those. So we got those to light up, so that looks really cool. I was happy with that effect. And let's see, let's bring her around, show you guys underneath the primary hull. Show you guys the deflector dish, the Sensidome, coming back to the Bussard collectors. There. So when it comes to the model kit itself, it went together really well. There really weren't that many fit issues. There really weren't that many parts. It went together relatively simply. It was basic. The pieces fit together. The only thing I did use glue on it, and you can see the little fins, the little cooler fins on the nacelles. I used glue on those, and that was a little tricky to get in because I had painted it, so I had to open them up a little bit, but it really wasn't too bad. The Bussard collectors were clear, and getting those on wasn't too bad. I used the testers, the clear red spray paint, and when it comes to the chiller grills themselves, I used the testers clear blue spray paint. So all in all, I think she looks pretty decent, passable. I wanted to light it, and I wanted to experiment with the paint. So I'm just happy that the paint looks good. I think the way she looks on screen is pretty much, maybe not identical, but I think the Rust-Oleum, the chrome, does a great job, especially with the Aztecing. And it's just subtle enough. It brings down the shine, and it brings out the Aztecing very subtly. Now, I did not put clear coat on here yet. At some point, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. But the clear coat would have brought out the Aztecing that much more, and it would have brought out the paint color that much more. But my friends, those of you that watch this build, I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words, and I appreciate you watching. And again, the whole reason we did this little ship is because we're going to do the 1/1000. And it's going to be easier to modify that one, and we're going to make her look like she did in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So my friends, until we start that build, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the kind words, and I'll talk to you soon.